Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Today I have something informative lined up for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe online, cyber network. Before we get into the technical details, let's take a moment to talk about the legal side of things. Yes, the part everyone wants to skip, but it's absolutely essential. Think of this as your digital safety briefing, the same way you'd listen to instructions before a flight or a new job. It's not just about rules, it's about protecting yourself and others. The information in this guide is provided strictly for educational purposes. We want you to be informed, empowered, and safe in the digital world. Our goal is to help you understand how to regain access to your own files, not to encourage or enable any kind of unauthorized activity. So, here's the deal. Everything you see here is meant to help you unlock files that you own or have explicit permission to access. If you're locked out of your own data, or helping a friend or family member who's given you permission, you're in the right place. But, and this is a big but, using these techniques on someone else's files without their consent is not just wrong, it's illegal. It's the digital equivalent of breaking into someone's house or reading their private diary. Hacking into files that aren't yours, even if you're just curious, crosses a line. Laws exist to protect everyone's privacy and security, and violating them can have serious consequences, both legally and ethically. Imagine how you'd feel if someone broke into your private journal or snooped through your personal photos. It's a violation of trust and privacy, something none of us would appreciate. Our mission here is simple: to help you recover access to your own data, whether it's a forgotten password, a locked document, or a device you can't get into anymore. We're not here to teach you how to break into someone else's files. So before we go any further, let's make a promise together. You'll use this knowledge responsibly, ethically, and only for files you have the right to access. Deal? Great. Think of this as a digital locksmith course. Just like a real locksmith helps you get back into your own house when you're locked out, we're here to help you regain access to your own digital property. Nothing more. If you've lost the key to your digital world, don't worry. We'll show you safe, legal ways to get back in, step by step. In today's world, where we juggle dozens of passwords and security codes, it's all too easy to forget one. You're not alone. Everyone's been there at some point. So with all that clear and our intentions set, let's dive into the world of locked files and how to open them. Remember, only if they're yours. Ready to take back control of your digital life? Let's get started. Have you ever come across files like zip, PDF, or RAR and wondered what makes them so special, especially when they're locked with a password? Let's break it down and see what's really going on behind the scenes. Zip and RAR files are like digital suitcases. Imagine you have a bunch of documents, photos, or even videos you want to send to someone or just keep organized. Instead of sending each file one by one, you can bundle them all together into a single compressed package. This not only saves space on your computer or in your email, but also makes sharing and storing files much more convenient. And when you add a password, it's like snapping a lock onto that suitcase. No one can peek inside unless they have the key. PDFs, on the other hand, are like digital snapshots of documents. Whether you open them on a phone, tablet, or computer, they always look the same. This makes them perfect for sharing important forms, contracts, or reports, because you know the formatting won't get messed up. But what if you want to keep your files private? That's where password protection comes in. Adding a password is like putting a lock on your digital suitcase or snapshot, making sure only the right people can open it. When you try to open a password-protected file, you'll be prompted to enter the secret code. Only those who know the password can unlock and access the contents inside. It's a simple but powerful way to keep your information safe from prying eyes. Think of password protection as your first line of defense for sensitive or private data. Whether it's personal photos, financial records, or confidential work documents, a strong password helps keep your files secure from hackers, snoops, or even just curious friends. The real magic behind password protection is something called encryption. When you set a password, the file's contents are scrambled into unreadable code. Only the correct password can unscramble it, turning the gibberish back into your original files. Without the password, anyone who tries to open the file will just see a mess of random characters, completely unreadable and useless. It's like trying to read a book written in a secret language. Of course, this security comes with a catch. If you forget the password, you're locked out too. It can be frustrating to lose access to your own important files, and sometimes there's no easy way back in. That's why password recovery tools exist. They can sometimes help you regain access, but they're not always guaranteed to work, especially if the password is strong or the encryption is advanced. So it's important to choose a strong password, one that's hard for others to guess, but not so complicated that you'll forget it yourself. Consider using a password manager to keep track of your code safely. In the end, password-protected files are all about balancing security and convenience. Let's dive deeper into why you might need to unlock your own files, and what you can do if you ever get locked out. We've all faced the dreaded password prompt on an old file. It's that moment when you're excited to open something important, maybe an old document, a treasured photo, or a spreadsheet you haven't seen in years, only to be stopped in your tracks by a password you can't remember. The screen just sits there taunting you, and suddenly, what should have been a quick task turns into a frustrating puzzle. You try every password you can remember, birthdays, pet names, your favorite band. Nothing works. Each failed attempt makes you more anxious, and you start to wonder if you'll ever get back in. It's a universal experience, and it always seems to happen when you need the file most. Maybe you inherited a file from a colleague who's moved on, or a family member who's no longer around. The password is lost to time, and now you're left with valuable information you can't access. It's not just about files. It could be old emails, financial records, or even cherished memories. Sometimes it's just a simple typo or a forgotten detail, a capital letter in the wrong place, or a number you always mix up. It's amazing how one small mistake can lock you out completely. Or maybe the problem isn't you at all. Sometimes, old software just doesn't play nice with modern systems. Passwords that once worked perfectly are suddenly rejected, thanks to software quirks or updates that changed how things work behind the scenes. In all these cases, you're not trying to break the rules or hack into something you shouldn't. You just want your own data back, files you created, memories you saved, or work you need to finish. It's about reclaiming what's rightfully yours. It's a lot like locking your keys in your car. You can see exactly what you need through the window, but you just can't reach it. The solution isn't to break the window. It's to find a smart way to get back in without causing damage. That's where recovery tricks and clever methods come in handy. With the right approach, you can often unlock your files without losing anything or resorting to drastic measures. The goal is simple: help you regain access to what's rightfully yours, so you can get back to work, relive memories, or simply have peace of mind knowing your data isn't lost forever. So let's look at the first method, smart guessing. This is where you put on your detective hat and start thinking like your past self. What passwords did you use back then? What patterns or phrases were you into? Sometimes a little creative thinking is all it takes. Ready to play detective with your own files? Let's go on this journey together. You might be surprised at how much you remember once you start digging into your own habits and history. And if smart guessing doesn't work, don't worry. There are more advanced techniques like the dictionary attack that can help you crack the code and finally unlock your files. Let's dive in and see how it works. The dictionary attack is all about smart guessing. Software tries common words and phrases as passwords. Think password, sunshine, or your favorite team. You'll need password recovery software like John the Ripper. Download a dictionary file, a list of possible passwords. Point the software at your locked file, select the dictionary, and let it run. If your password is in the list, it'll find it fast. This method is quick if your password was simple or common. It's the best starting point for most people. If this doesn't work, don't worry. There's another method. Next up, brute force. Let's see how that works. Brute force is the relentless approach. Try every possible combination until something works. The software tests every letter, number, and symbol one by one. You set the character types and password length to speed things up. If you remember part of the password, use that to narrow the search. Brute force is slow for long or complex passwords, sometimes impossibly so. It's a last resort, but it's guaranteed to work if you have time and patience. The more complex the password, the longer it takes. Use this only if you have no other clues. If brute force sounds daunting, there's an easier way. Online tools. Let's check those out. But be careful. There are risks. Here's what you need to know. Don't want to install software. Online password recovery services can help. Upload your locked file and their servers try to crack it for you. It's simple and fast. No setup required. Many services offer free trials for simple passwords, but charge for tougher ones. The catch: privacy and security. Uploading sensitive files to unknown websites is risky. You don't know who's handling your data or how secure their systems are. For anything private, think twice before using online tools. Convenience is great, but your data's safety comes first. Always weigh the risks before uploading. Now, let's talk about why unlocking files isn't always easy. Password recovery isn't magic. There are real limits. Strong, complex passwords can be nearly impossible to crack. Modern encryption is designed to keep out everyone, including you if you forget. Your computer's power matters. A fast PC cracks faster than an old laptop. The type of file and encryption used also affect your chances. Some old zips are easy. New ones with AES 256 are like bank vaults. Free tools are good, but not always as powerful as paid ones. Some require technical know-how, command lines, not just clicks. Success isn't guaranteed. Sometimes the lock just won't budge. Be realistic. Sometimes recovery just isn't possible. But if you're lucky, these methods can save the day. Let's talk about staying safe while you try. Convenience comes with risks, especially online. Uploading files to random sites can expose your private data. Some services may keep, scan, or even sell your information. Downloading unknown software can infect your computer with malware. Only use trusted, well-reviewed tools from reputable sources. Always work on a copy of your file, never the original. If something goes wrong, your data is still safe. And remember, using these tools on files you don't own is illegal. Stay on the right side of the law and protect your privacy. Use these methods only for your own files. Now, a final word on responsibility. We've covered why and how to unlock your own files. These tools are powerful. Use them wisely. They're meant to help you recover your own data, not invade others' privacy. Always get explicit permission if the file isn't yours. Using these methods on someone else's files is illegal and unethical. Be the hero who recovers lost memories, not the villain who breaks trust. Respect digital privacy, yours and others. With patience and the right approach, you can regain access to your files. Use this knowledge responsibly. Good luck unlocking your forgotten files. Stay safe, stay smart, and respect privacy. That's the real magic. Thanks for watching and learning with me. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. I value your feedback. Cyber Network.